Last but not least is 1440. Good morning. Good evening. It's Friday, July 10th, and we're covering a huge day at the Supreme Court, the death of a South Korean politician, and more. Oh, he's dead now? He was missing last I heard. Need to know. Split decision on Trump taxes. The Supreme Court rebuffed a bid by Congress to access President Trump's financial records yesterday, ruling 7-2 to send the case back to lower courts for further review. A trio of congressional committees had argued the documents were required to assess the adequacy of oversight laws. The justices found that the lower court decision granting access failed to fully consider separation of powers, something the High Court has been wary of adjudicating. Separately, the court upheld the ability of Manhattan prosecutors to obtain 8 years of Trump's individual and corporate tax returns. Okay. The request was part of a probe into whether hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels violated any New York state laws. The decision, also 7-2, rejected the administration's argument that the president was immune to any type of criminal investigation while in office. As part of a grand jury subpoena, the documents are ostensibly held private. Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas were the minority in both decisions, which you can read here and here. Seoul mayor found dead. Seoul Mayor Park Won-soon was found dead yesterday, officials confirmed. While police have not released details, Park is believed to have died by suicide. His body was found just hours after his daughter, who said he left a cryptic "will-like" note, reported him missing. Will-like. The 64-year-old politician was considered South Korea's second most powerful politician, having served 3 terms leading the country's capital city of nearly 10 million. The liberal politician, known for railing against the country's growing wealth gap, was seen by many as a presidential contender in 2022. His death comes after his secretary reportedly filed a sexual harassment charge against him. Oh. The country has the 4th highest suicide rate in the world. Former President Roh Moo-hyun died by suicide in 2009 after allegations of corruption against his family. Unemployment claims stay above 1 million. An estimated 1.3 million Americans filed unemployment claims last week, down roughly 100,000 from the previous week. While the number of new claims made during the panic nears 50 million, continuing claims, workers who have been collecting benefits for at least 2 weeks, a better proxy for current unemployment, dropped by 700,000 to around 18 million. Initial claims, while gradually declining, have stubbornly persisted above 1 million for 16 straight weeks. Spiking COVID-19 cases have forced 6 states, Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Michigan, and Texas, to halt reopening plans. Yeah, that's not what's doing the forcing. It's the fear. It's the fear and the irrationality and the overreaction. The reversal threatens to derail the nascent recovery, with the group accounting for approximately 1/3 of the U.S. economy. See each state's current reopening status, along with daily changes in case totals here. Separately, stimulus-supported unemployment benefits are set to end July 31st, and a potential 4th stimulus package may be debated when Congress returns from recess July 20th. Oh, returns from recess. Here's what it may include. The U.S. has reported 3.12 million total cases, with 133,291 alleged deaths as of this morning. See the moving 3-day average here. In the know, sports, entertainment, and culture. Big Ten announces it will only play within its conference for fall sports, including football. Because that makes sense. Why? That doesn't, I mean, it really doesn't make sense. Are you more likely to get COVID from players at a college that isn't in your conference? What's the reasoning? MSNBC promotes Joy Reid to weeknight anchor slot previously held by Chris Matthews, making her one of the few black women. Joy Reid. I don't know who that is. I read Joy Reid and I thought Joy Behar, but no, it's not. Making her one of the few black women to anchor a major U.S. evening news program. Scrabble bans racial and ethnic slurs from its official list of approved competition words. I will definitely be playing more racial and ethnic slurs. I keep fucking saying that. Racial and ethnic slurs. Ethnic slurs. Racial and ethnic slurs. I will definitely be playing more of those. If I can. Glee actress Naya Rivera presumed dead as search moves to recovery operation one day after she went missing following boat outing in California Lake. It's sad. It's sad for her 4-year-old kid. I wonder if the kid knows anything. Like how it happened. Science and technology. Mounting evidence suggests the coronavirus can be aerosolized and spread through the air. I thought that was... Isn't that why the masks... The mode is separate from transmission via coughing or sneezing. Okay. Whatever. Studies find virus may cause brain disorders, even in patients with mild symptoms. It just does everything. It's just a big, scary germ that does everything to you. Bacterial enzyme allows scientists to make edits to mitochondrial DNA, a feat unachievable using CRISPR. What are mitochondria? Oh, well, they're the powerhouse of the cell, are they not? A protein extracted from the blood of mice that exercise frequently found to have a rejuvenating effect in the brains of non-exercising mice. Oh, maybe we should donate brain proteins to all the fat people. Cool. Business and markets brought to you by The Ascent. Wait, they're fat-shaming mice? Unacceptable. I tell you, this experimenting on animals thing is just getting so out of hand. Indeed. Business and markets brought to you by The Ascent. S&P 500 down 0.6% and Dow down 1.4%. Down on unemployment figures. And growing concerns over lingering panic. Oh yes, the panic is definitely lingering. Tech-heavy NASDAQ. It's surprising that all these panicking people are still alive. You'd think their hearts would have given out by now. Tech-heavy NASDAQ, up 0.5%, sees another record closing. Ant Group, the payment platform owned by Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, planning Hong Kong IPO later this year. I'm so tired. World's most valuable unicorn could be valued at $200 billion or more. A unicorn being an IPO that's valued at over $1 billion, I believe it is. NVIDIA becomes world's most valuable semiconductor chip maker, surpassing industry pioneer Intel. The highest cashback rate we've found is a whopping 5% on select categories, and it'll match our cashback 100% for the first year of card ownership. Secure up to $1,148 in value in your first year alone, all with no annual fee. That's probably for The Ascent. Politics and world affairs. Excuse me. Supreme Court rules a large swath of eastern Oklahoma belongs to the Muskogee Creek Nation, as Congress never disestablished the reservation boundaries when Oklahoma gained statehood. Decision upends civil administration in the area. Yep. So it's only subject to federal laws, and historically the feds don't work very hard to enforce the laws on reservations. Robert Redfield, director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, says keeping schools closed poses a greater risk to children's health than reopening. Exactly. Bolivian President Janine Áñez tests positive for the coronavirus. Bolivia. U.S. Roman Catholic Church received at least $1.4 billion in coronavirus stimulus aid, with some funds going to dioceses who have recently paid out damages in sexual abuse lawsuits. And that's supposed to outrage people, I guess. Weekend reads. The myth of cancel culture. A myth from Medium. Amid a wave of firings and public shamings, many have criticized what they see as suppression of free inquiry and legitimate public discourse. Here's one of the more thoughtful rebuttals to that criticism we've seen. Oh, so you're denying any suppression of free inquiry and legitimate public discourse? Fucking bullshit. Editors note the article is a reply to this post from Medium, which is also worth reading. Separately, more than 150 prominent writers, journalists, and others signed an open letter calling for more open debate. Uganda's poaching crisis from National Geographic. Among the unintended consequences of the panic has been a plunge in global ecotourism. In Uganda, the industry's collapse has emboldened poachers and pushed desperate locals to hunt in parks, with the country's endangered wildlife bearing the brunt. A violent attack turned this man into a math genius. From BBC. Jason Paget was selling futons in Tacoma, Washington, sleepwalking through a life of partying and womanizing. It all changed one night in 2002 when a blow to the head changed, quite literally, how he saw the world. That's intriguing. What I learned from losing $200 million. This sounds awful. From Nautilus. How the 2008-2009 financial crisis taught one trader an expensive lesson about the illusion of control. Etc. Here's how your phone spies on you. After 50 years, the California condor has returned to Sequoia National Forest. Sweet. Read 29 panic-inspired short stories from leading authors. The Army Green Berets welcome their almost first female member. Okay. From our partners, Udemy is the leading online learning marketplace, offering over 150,000 courses from over 60,000 instructors. Check out boot camps for MBAs, Python, financial analysis, and so many more. Start learning now. A boot camp for your Python? Take a peek inside the fridges of the world's best chefs. The Rolling Stones to release unheard tracks from 1973. Almost done. This 12-year-old girl won $20,000 after designing an alarm to prevent hot car deaths. Oh, that might be a good thing. Will it foil all these awful mothers who secretly just want to get rid of their kids and then don't go to jail because they've been through enough? Hubble telescope captures a fluffy galaxy. Clickbait. Phony church charged after selling bleach coronavirus cure. Oh, brother. History book. France declares war on Great Britain and enters American Revolutionary War, 1778. Iconic inventor Nikola Tesla born, 1856. Scopes monkey trial begins, 1925. Tennessee player Arthur Ashe born, 1943. Happy birthday actress Sofia Vergara, 1972. What's wrong with having a dick in my mouth? One important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. Arthur Ashe. And that's it for 1440. Thank you and good.